Hey, I'm Mel, and today I want to do my TBR for the Latinx Book Bingo and the Latinx Readathon. I'm sorry if I look like a mess. It's 11 in the evening, and it's the only time that I have to film, and I really wanted to do this. So if you didn't know, there's one big thing that is happening during the next month, and that is a Hispanic Heritage Month. It goes from the 15th of September until the 15th of October. And if you didn't know, I'm Hispanic and Latina. I have Hispanic heritage. In what percentage? I have no idea. I have asked, but I am not completely Hispanic. But basically, a lot of my family have been living in Argentina for generations and generations. If you know anything about Latinx people or Latinx countries in general, you know our heritage is kind of a mess, or at least the people I know of. It's not about the people who colonized the countries at the beginning. A lot of different things happened during the history of Latinx countries and Latin America in general. And it's really interesting, but I'm not here to give a class on Hispanic heritage or Latin American heritage in general. But I am here to give you my TBR for two readathons that are happening. One is happening during the entire Hispanic Heritage Month, and that is the Latinx Book Bingo. So basically you have a chart with all the prompts that you can read. I have selected 10 books, but not all of these fit on all the prompts because obviously I have a lot of romance in my TBR, and I wanted to take these opportunities to read my favorite romance authors who are Latinx and who I appreciate so much, and I appreciate their books, their voices so much that I wanted to give them a space in my TBR, even if it doesn't fit these prompts exactly. But there are books here that do fit these prompts, and I want to participate from the Latinx-A-Thon. I'm going to leave the dates here, but I wanted to give a space to both of the readathons. So let's start with the TBR finally. The book for the prompt of on-cover representation is going to be A Summer for Scandal by Lydia San Andres. I read another book by Lydia San Andres before, and it's one of my favorite romance books and one of my favorite books in general, and that is The Infamous Miss Rodriguez, and I adored the writing and the characterization in that book. And this book sounds amazing, and it has a gorgeous cover with a Caribbean woman in it. It's about a girl who writes under a pseudonym and about a guy who reviews those books or those stories. It sounds so much fun, and I've heard amazing things about it. For the non-fiction, I'm going to finally read a book that I've been promising to read for months and months, and that is Chicas Muertas by Selva Almada. This is a non-fiction book about 3 different murder cases that took place in Argentina, and they are murders of women who went unnoticed, and this author wanted to uncover those murders, especially from a feminist standpoint. Then for sci-fi and fantasy, I want to read Her Body and Other Parties. This book, I think, are different short stories that put women front and center, and it's also very intersectional, which I appreciate very much. Then for the category, I'm going to read A Tiny Piece of Something Greater by Jude Sierra. This is a romance book about a guy who wants to take dive classes and about his instructor. It came out, I think, this year, and I've seen it around, but now I'm super excited to pick it up. Then for the Afro-Latinx main character, I want to read a book that I've been reading for a while, but I haven't picked it up in a while, and I've been listening to the audiobook, and that is Undead Girl Gang, which is a book about a girl who lost her best friend and is trying to revive her with Wicca. So far it's been brilliant, but I haven't picked it up in a while, and I haven't read a lot of it, but I appreciate the talks on heritage. A lot of different intersections go into this book. For the romance, I'm going to pick just one, but I have a lot of romance in this list, and that is Unbuttoning the CEO by Mia Sosa. This book is part of a series that I didn't know Mia Sosa had until I was looking for books for this, and I wanted to look for my favorite Latinx authors, and Mia Sosa is obviously one of them. I think the title is self-explanatory. I think it's about unbuttoning the CEO. I adore her writing and her characters, and I always feel so much during her books. Then for the free space, I have a Bruja Born by Zoraida Cordova. This is the second book in the Bruja Born series. The first book is Labyrinth Lost. I adore that first book and I really want to read more from that world, especially because it's about brujas. I have a lot of love for brujeria in general from Latin America. Then I want to read another book by one of my favorite Latinx writers and writers in general, and that is Sabrina Sol. And I want to read Reunited by her. It's about the girl who meets her high school crush and she has a chance with him and things start happening from there. I read so many of her other books that I adore what she writes. And then I have another Zoraida Cordova book, and that is Luck on the Line. I don't really know if this book has Latinx characters, but hey, it's a Latinx author and I want to support her. This, I think, is a foodie romance where he's a chef and she's the manager of the restaurant, and I think it's hate to love and I'm here for it, like here for it instantly. Okay, those are all the books that I have for my TBR. If you have any recommendations for any of the other prompts or for Latinx books in general, leave them in the comments. Hope you like this video. If you liked it, subscribe, and I will see you when I see you. Bye!